welcome to my channel, A Life in High Definition. Hope you are all doing well, or as well as you possibly can be today, because happiness is what I wish for everyone. Health, happiness and a bit of wealth on top, why not? So today's video is a little bit different. It's kind of, well, it is a vlog. It was quite a traumatic day for me, so I thought, do you know what, I'll just put it up as a standalone vlog, I guess. When I started my channel, I started it because I was really interested in the beauty stuff that I've got into, but also because I wanted to talk about my pain condition and my life and how it affects me, and I guess about disability, about mental health, because my husband has schizophrenia, so I have experienced that. Although I have lots of friends actually with mental health problems. Not that makes it sound bad. Don't be my friend, you'll get a mental illness. No, but whether they've been affected now or over time with things like OCD and anxiety and postnatal depression and agoraphobia and is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. So a lot of people can be affected by health conditions, and I had asthma since I was 3, so I've had a health condition my whole life. But when I was 25, I woke up one morning with pain in my shoulder, and 7.5 years later I have pain in quite a lot of places on my body, in my jaw, down my neck, my shoulder, my arm, my wrist. That's why you don't see me using this arm very much, and holding it up is really painful. My hip, my leg, my knee, ankle, my feet, my back. I get bad headaches, pain in my face, like sometimes the skin on my side of my head is unbearable. Stomach pains, like IBS type stuff. Digestion issues. I get dizziness and sort of heart issue that we're working on, and now recently I've been found out that I've got low cortisol levels in my system, which isn't good. It's not the way it's supposed to be. So a few things. I've had several different diagnoses over my time, whether it's been lupus, it's just been a one-off pain in my shoulder thing, it's been fibromyalgia, it's been hypermobility syndrome, it's been potential bowel disease, it's been potential Addison's, and most doctors can't really agree with what's wrong with me. So I am still trying my best to try and find out what my conditions is or are and what I can do about them. Mostly the agreed thing is that I take morphine, which helps with my back pain, but it doesn't help with the rest of my pain. So morphine, and I'm having extra vitamins and vitamin shots, and I've just started some new things that I'll tell you about at the end of the video. After I've taken these new things that I'm trying out for a while, because when you go to the doctor and they give you some stuff, you have to try out for a while, even if you don't think it's going to work. You have to give it a go. They don't like it if you don't, and you never know, it might be the thing that works. I would love to go back to me before pain. Me before pain would like a bottle of wine or 3 and stuff. I got an attack in a restaurant, and I was literally, it was so painful that even breathing was hurting me, and I couldn't move. I was just like, yeah, just keep talking, I'm okay, I'm not okay, but I don't know what else I can do. But fortunately I had some heat cream, so my husband went and got the heat cream, because otherwise I honestly didn't know how I was going to get home. I couldn't even move my arm to like get up, if you know, does that make sense? Get up and go somewhere. And I can do a much more in-depth version at another date. But why am I telling you this? Because I had a hospital appointment, and it was a shocker. I've had some good hospital appointments in my time, and I've had some bad hospital appointments in my time, and this one was that variety. And I just thought, this is my life in high definition, so this is me telling you the real nitty-gritty of how it is. And not just for me, this happens to other people as well, and I've just wanted other people to know you're not alone out there when you have these types of visits, and maybe some suggestions for the hospitals involved going forward. That is, yeah, basically what I'm saying. So on this day, I waited about 6 months for this appointment at the Royal Hospital of Integrated Medicine. I was referred there by a rheumatologist at University College London Hospital because they're like, oh, we don't really know what to do with you. I get seen at a lot of different hospitals, which means my paperwork doesn't always follow me, so it's really hard for a doctor, a rheumatologist that doesn't see me for a year, is a different one to the one I saw last time, to have any idea of what to do with me. And obviously I do go over stuff and I explain things to them again, but it is challenging to say the least. And I would love a more joined up system where either I had the notes and I could take them to each appointment so the doctor could read them, although my file at one hospital is about that thick and then another hospital is about that thick. So yeah, they might be busy. Okay, they wouldn't have to read it all, but some other kind of way for hospital to link up the information so it doesn't matter which department you go to, they can say, oh yeah, you did get scanned for that, or this happened, or whatever. I was looking forward to my appointment, and that is where our story begins. Before we go any further, if you could just give me a big thumbs up just for being brave and sharing my story, right? You should just do that. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe because I love to see more of you and grow my little team further. And if you hit that notification bell, you know when I upload. And of course you can share this video with anyone you might know or anyone you might feel might be with me in solidarity in how this day went. Let's get into the video. I'm at Cockfosters. Oh god, my leg hurts. This is why, so I decided to come in and I'll tube and then I'll get on one tube and I'll get off somewhere. I can't remember where. I hope I remember by the time I'm done. So now I'm just hobbling along to get my ticket and to get on the next tube to, where am I going? I can't remember. Stairs. Now I need to find place to buy a ticket. Oh, there's a train there. Which side do I need to get on? Because I can't remember. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. My destination. Where am I going? I'll have to check where I'm going. So I'm on the tube. My extra red cheeks are extra red now because of actually moving around, not just blusher. Oh, and I think it's just about to go, so awesome, I got on in time. But didn't they normally tickets give you, when you pay by card, they give you a card receipt? And apparently they don't give you a card receipt anymore, so you have to press through your wallet receipt. So I suppose that saves money, but I wish it could have come up in bigger, bolder writing. So annoying. I wish that if things like that changed, it could be more obvious. Maybe it's always been like that, but I'm pretty sure I've always got a receipt when I pay by card. And anyway, so I'm just going to try and enjoy my 30-minute ride. I'm getting off at Russell Square because I'm going to the Hospital of Integrated Medicine for London. Part of UCL, University College London Hospitals. It's on Great Ormond Street. I don't know. I've got a piece of paper with it on because clearly my brain does not remember anything. I'm not quite sure exactly where I'm going. But I've got a map in there, I think, and I will work it out when I get there. So it's not that much to see. Maybe I'll show you a bit of train journey. I'm off the tube. Signs like this make me laugh because to get there you have to walk up a flight of stairs to get to the signs where it says lifts and stairs. So now I'm just, I say taking my time, but this is as much as I can take. Yeah, it's stressful. This is the one where you have to get in a lift, station Russell Square, because otherwise this is the sign. No way on God's earth should anyone be up those stairs, never mind me. And then it's just playing the guessing game of which lift is going to come first. I don't know. So I'm finally here. I'm in the hospital. I'm in the waiting room. I'm checked in. Everything's fine. Just realised I've been recording my pocket. which is the most exciting thing probably you're going to see all day. Look at that patch. Can you see it? Look at it right there. Why does it keep doing that? Just so I look a state. Oh, I think someone's calling me. I've got to go. So I've been weighed, I've been measured, and guess what? I haven't grown. Surprisingly. They did the blood pressure, and now my arm is killing. I don't know if it's just me, but having my blood pressure taken makes my arm hurt so much. Before I had pain, I didn't mind having my blood pressure taken. I thought it was fine, didn't hurt, not a problem. And since I have pain, it is painful and often bruises my arm. So yeah, very sad. Just filled in a thing on an iPad right here. And it's supposed to be about outcomes. You fill out the first time you come and you say how you're feeling today, and then you fill it out the next time, and then you fill it out on your final visit to say whether you're better than your first visit. And I guess the whole plan is that you are. But it's a funny thing, they say, how bad's your pain today? Well, on an average day I wouldn't have come here, I wouldn't have got up at this time, I wouldn't have been here. If I'd have slept that badly I wouldn't have gone out. But you have to for your appointment. So your pain can be pretty bad, but you still do things. I do it knowing that the next few days I can completely do nothing to recover from the extra exertion of doing today. So sometimes people say, well, if you can fight for it one day, why can't you do it every day? Because you just can't. Like, if I didn't have to see a doctor here, I would see a doctor close to home. If I didn't have to come at this time of morning because I couldn't change my appointment. But there weren't any afternoon appointments available, so what can you do? Anyway, I don't want to run my battery out too much, and I don't want this to be too depressing. It's fine, I'm at hospital. This is my first appointment here, Hospital of Integrated Health. They've got all kinds of things. It's interesting in the news today, they're talking about whether they're going to scrap homeopathy on the NHS, and that's an option of some kind of treatment you can have here. I used to have homeopathy before when I was younger, and it seemed to work for a while, so I can't say bad stuff about it. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be offered here today, but hopefully I'll have a really nice long session. Somebody will really listen to me, really want to go in depth about my pain and all my problems, and maybe someone will even help me, or at least start trying to do something, put all my issues together. So that's a problem. You always feel like different doctors look at different things and nobody overall takes care of you. They manage their area, but nobody puts it all together. Nobody really wants to take care of me. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to read a magazine and write some birthday cards and hopefully see a doctor soon. Catch up here in a bit. So, you've seen I was about to go into my appointment. Now, because of all the activity, I was really slow, extra slow. I'm slow now when I walk, like half speed. And I was even slower and in more pain because I'd done a lot of activity to get to that point, and way more than I would normally do in that amount of time. And of course, not on very much sleep, because I never sleep well before I have a meeting, appointment, you have to go somewhere or do anything. Oh, let me just point out, when I arrived, I was about 11 minutes late. And I apologised because it took me longer to get there than I thought. When I was on the tube, they kept stopping the tube and saying, oh, we'll have to wait before we go into this station, and we're just going to slow down here and do this stuff. So it wasn't the normal trip. It took me extra time, and then that ate into my walking time. So I was 11 minutes late. And I apologised for being late. And I said, is it a problem? Can they still see me? I don't mind waiting till the end. And the lady said, no, it's fine. Just go ahead, sit down. I sat down, and then they called me to get weighed, and then I sat down again, and the doctor called me, and I'd never met this doctor before. Didn't know what type of doctor he was. I wasn't sure what I was there for. I wasn't sure. I was hoping to maybe see someone like a chiropractor or an osteopath type doctor or something like that. Didn't know what I was getting. He called me from the entrance, which was, I guess, 3 meters away. And as soon as I started to stand up, he walked off down the corridor. I really hate it when people do that. Like, just wait for me. He didn't even know I was slow at that point, but fine. I'd only been waiting for about 15 minutes, which is quite good for a hospital appointment time. So I walked down to the end of the corridor slowly, and he had left I saw him go into the door. He was waiting at the door, and when he saw me at the edge of the corridor, he went into the room. I'm just going to change position and lean on the chair. Oh, right. I mean, I've changed position a lot, but now I really need to change position. But I really want to get this film today so I can get it up. Okie dokie. So I went, he saw me go into he saw me at the edge of the corridor, so he went into the room and left the door open. So I got into the room, slowly but surely, and sat down. And he said, right, so what are you here for? I said, well, I'm hoping that you can help me with some of my pain and diagnosis and treatment ideas. He said, so you're 42, right? And I was like, no, I'm 32. And he checked his notes. He said, oh, you are 32. I thought, oh, one of these doctors who doesn't really believe what I say, because otherwise you would say, oh, sorry, I didn't realise you're 32. Because I do know I'm 32. And we carried on, and he started asking me about my pain. And I started explaining, oh, so it was in my shoulder and this is how it started. He said, how can you really be sure when it started? I said, because I know it woke me up. The pain, I turned onto my left shoulder, it woke me up in pain, and then the pain wouldn't go away, and it's never gone since. And I know what time it was because I looked at my clock and got up for work. And he looked surprised, but he's like, okay, if you say so. I thought, I don't understand. Why can't you just listen to me? All I really want from an appointment is to be listened to. Yes, I'd like to be fixed, but I like to be listened to know that you really know what I'm talking about and you're really prescribing for me in the right way or dealing with me in the right way, not making any assumptions. So as we were talking about how my pain was, he kept rushing me through it. He's like, okay, so that's it then. I was like, no, I haven't told you about my back yet. And at the end, he's like, right, so that's it. And it's on both sides, isn't it? I said, no, it's on one side. And he said, right, and so that's it. Right, let's get you up here. And I was like, I haven't told you about my leg yet. And it kept going on like that. And he did a very brief flexibility test on me, but didn't really try and show the full flexibility of my hips, which is one of my most flexible areas. He's like, right, that's it. You're only very mildly hypermobile. That's not it. It's definitely fibromyalgia. And I said, well, how could it be fibro when it very first started, when it was only literally one pain in one arm and radiating out from my shoulder? And he's like, no, it definitely is. It's always been that. When that happened, when my shoulder pain started, I would never have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And I wasn't. And not until about 4 years later. So I was just like, oh, okay, fine. Say what you want. However, the treatment for fibro and other pain conditions is very similar. So sometimes it doesn't matter what the diagnosis is, but to me, in a way, it does matter because I want to be sure. I want to be convinced that it feels like how I experience my life. And you haven't missed anything. Like before, I've been told, oh, you're just having pain, don't worry about it. But it actually turned out to be a massive cyst on my ovary. So it wasn't nothing. It was definitely something. Or even with my shoulder pain, I've had a scan. After being told for years that nothing would show on my shoulder, there was not my shoulder, it was actually coming from my neck. No, it was coming from my back. No, it was coming from this, it was coming from that. When they actually did a scan of my shoulder, it showed damage in my shoulder and scar tissue because something had happened. So there was something, and maybe if it had been dealt with straight away instead of fobbed off, I wouldn't be in this situation now. But there you go. So when I left his appointment, he was like, I want you to take this cream, rub it into anything that hurts, and take these tablets, they will make you feel better. And I was like, even the pain that started after some procedures? He said, yeah, it'll all be better. Don't you worry. And as I walked out the appointment, I was so cross and frustrated that I didn't feel listened to, that I just started crying. I was crying hard. Like, I'd done my makeup and everything, as you've seen. And I got to the desk because I had to book in for another appointment. And they didn't say anything. Well, no words of comfort anyway. One of the guy who'd taken me to get weighed said to me, well, you were late, weren't you? And I was like, what? He's like, well, he doesn't like it when people are late. which just said to me that people come out of his office crying because what, he shouts at them because they're late. If you didn't want me to be late, I would have gone home and rather come back another time if you were going to treat me differently. I know it's annoying to people when I'm late, although usually I end up waiting at least an hour for a hospital appointment anyway. So it's great that his clinic runs on time. Brilliant. But if you're going to be horrible to people because they're late, then don't see them. Send them away. Honestly, I would rather it. And then I explained to him how far I'd come. It'd taken me like 2.5 hours to get there. He said, oh, that's a long way, isn't it? I said, well, I would have liked an afternoon appointment, but I was told there aren't. He's like, yeah, this clinic doesn't run on a Friday. And then the lady said to me, I can book you in for next time. It'll be on a Tuesday and it'll be at 1:30. I thought, what? So you do clinics in an afternoon? Because my appointment was like 11:10. Just thought, oh, thanks. Because getting to London in rush hour isn't fun. Or you leave just after rush hour so that you don't sit in traffic. It's either leave during rush hour and sit in traffic for an hour, extra hour, or leave just after and you've got a bit less time to get there, but you'd still arrive at the same time. Either way, or you get there super, super early.